I am having a night tonight. And no, it explains why we weren't live on Instagram because we weren't live. So, y'all, Toshiba is having, okay? I am having a night tonight. And once we are done the show, I'm going to go have a good nap because I don't know what it is, but I'm losing it. But happy Thursday. Happy Turn Up Thursday. All of that stuff. The week has been good. We're not even going to go through many things. I'm actually going to go straight into the new section and new segment that we've done on the show where we're basically going to talk about my dating life or lack thereof at this point
Okay.
in a segment we're calling the Unhinged Dating Files. Last week, when I started this in part one, it was just the dating files. And now I have realized that my dating life, or what I've been experiencing online, is pretty unhinged. And what was funny, I recently saw Leslie Jones, the comedian, was on Drew Barrymore's show. And Drew Barrymore said, you know what, like I'm on online dating. And Leslie Jones responded to her. She was like, at this rate, they should just put all the dating sites together and call it What's Left. And that's exactly what, okay, I
What's
am currently experiencing. Toshiba is currently experiencing the what's left of the dating file. So
Mhm.
I'm going to start with, again, if you're new here, I'm 46. I have one adult child and I am divorced. I love love. I love marriage. I believe in it, black love, all that stuff. I think it's amazing. And I would love to remarry again. And so I put myself out because despite the fact that I'm in a sector that people think that I'm just moving and grooving and meeting men because I work in media, because I work remote, it's not the same. So I'm online dating. Now I'm on Hinge, the actual dating site Hinge, and I'm on Facebook dating. Now, on Facebook dating, you can send a message to someone before they even heart you. So if a gentleman wants to grab your attention, he can send a message to you before you heart him or X him. Well, this gentleman here, who's 42 years old, decided that he wanted to grab my attention.
Okay. Okay. That's good. Being proactive. We like
Being
that.
proactive. So
Intentional.
let's go with what he wrote to grab my attention. He says,
What do you say?
honestly, I understand you're a beautiful, incredible woman,
Oh, that's a good start.
but
Okay.
me, when I look at you, I
Mm.
just want to be your personal
Mm.
sex slave.
Oh.
I just want to do everything. I just want to lick your bottom to the top.
Oh. Okay. He went straight for the jugular. Okay.
As you can imagine, he was exed. I didn't have anything else. There was nothing else. I'm not looking for a personal sex slave. So application denied.
Right.
Now,
Here.
because I think I am a pretty smart woman, fairly intelligent, and at 46 I've gained some wisdom. I said to myself, I said, Self, you know what? Don't be looking at those young boys who are trying to be in your DMs, those 30-year-olds, right? They're young, right, Toshiba? Because young men will come with young children. I don't want to date a man with young children because I have a whole adult, different part of life. So I said, despite my daughter saying, what are you thinking? I said, you know what? I'm going to go around 50 to 60.
Oh, okay.
Daughter said, what's wrong with you? You have a young spirit, not for you. But I said, no, daughter, you stop. You know nothing. You are a child still. I'm going to go and date these older men. Well, I encountered an older man today,
Okay.
Alonzo 56.
Oh, okay. And I assume he's 56 then, right?
56. He's
Okay.
56.
Must be a new profile then. Okay, go
New
ahead.
profile, right? Alonzo says on his profile, think before you speak.
Oh, knowledge.
Okay.
Okay, I like that.
So Alonzo sends me a lovely message and he says, good evening. I just want to formally introduce myself. Hello, my name is Alonzo. Pleased to meet you in your DMs. I'm definitely interested in getting to know you before you allow me to do so. If you allow me to do so. Okay. Lovely start.
Good.
Lovely start. Okay.
Romance
So
talk.
I respond to him, and Alonzo gives me some background about himself. He gives me some important background, which is that he has 3 daughters.
Okay.
Now, you know me well, but if you're new here, the first question I ask is, how old are these children and do they have the same mother? Those are my 2 questions when it comes to your children.
That's fair.
Remember about what age I told you Alonzo was?
56 based off his profile, right?
Mhm.
Oh,
Alonzo says to me, no, they don't. So they do not have the same mother. And he
mm,
gives me the age of the children. Are we ready?
I'm ready.
33,
Okay. Okay. Wow. 33. Okay.
20,
20.
and 5.
5. So he started 51. He started over at 51. And he didn't get married?
Okay, while I'm out here looking for pawpaws, okay, a nice grandpa, okay, I'm at that age because I could be a grandma in the next few years, okay. So while I'm looking for pawpaw, I got pawpaw dadas, okay.
That
So men who should be being called dada, being pawpaws, are being called dada. 5 years old. You had a baby at 51. And let's be clear, that woman wasn't in her 50s or 40s. So you likely had a baby with a woman in her 30s. And how are you a 56-year-old baby daddy? Did you learn nothing?
wow.
A 56-year-old baby daddy with a 5-year-old? Which part of me looks like I am trying to be somebody's mommy at 46? Something like 5? How are you please twins at the next men's meeting? How are you? So last week, and if you were here last week, I told you another story. I thought that man was in his 40s. I went back to his dating profile. He was 53 with a 3-year-old. Now I've met a 56-year-old with a 5-year-old. My response was, because I thought, you know what? Maybe he forgot the one. Okay.
Thing.
Maybe it's 15. So I go back and I said, I just want to make sure I read that right. Did you say you have a 5-year-old? I'm waiting for his response
Oh, he's still in
because
back.
he hasn't responded yet.
He.
I'm sure he gets from what I've just asked that I had to change my profile to say no men with young kids. I literally had to change it because 56 with a 5-year-old, 53 with a 3-year-old.
Starting over is crazy.
33, 20, and 5. I'm hoping, Alonzo, okay, that you forgot a 1 or a 5. I'm hoping you meant because you were at work and you were quickly writing some stuff. I hope you meant to say 33, 20, and 15 or 25. Now, the fact that they don't have the same mothers, they're older now. Not a big deal. Not the same as if they're a little bit younger, which I still wouldn't date you, but they're a little older. You started out in your 20s. You know what I'm saying? Some shit was different. But if you tell me that that 5 was not a typo and you are a 56-year-old baby daddy, what are we doing here? Why are you online dating?
That's a good valid
You
question.
should be preparing for retirement. You should be working so hard to make sure that your 5-year-old, okay, because you're going to be dead. Like this week, for 53.
That's
But
a
by
fact.
the time that child graduates university, you're out of here. There's just no way. There's no way you have the child at 51. By the time the kid's what, 21, 22, you're out. You're in your 70s. You're out of here. Okay, he's sort twins, but he's out of here. I mean, I'm still like young 46-year-old talking about you want to come to me at 56 with a 5-year-old, talking about let's get to know each other, talking about he likes to play putt putt. Well, yeah, of course you like to play putt putt because you still got to get it together because you're gonna be playing putt putt forever with a fuck. You'll piss me off. So In another episode of Unhinged Dating Files, Toshiba apparently is attracting men who are pawpaw daddies. So next week we'll see if I don't meet a 60-year-old with a 2-year-old, because at this point I got nothing. So I might have to change my strategy and go with the 38-year-olds that are also in my inbox, because it's clearly not working out with the 50-year-olds, because what are we talking about? So that is our episode of Toshiba's Unhinged Dating Files. We will see you next week. This is
Right.
this is where I'm at. So, this week's topic, when Twin sent me this clip, I actually had to go and hunt down the original clip, because I was so stunned that this conversation was happening online. Though I am not surprised, I really tried to scour the internet to see, are there other people talking about this? And apparently they're not. So we are going to talk about this. And I know the dating streets are hard. And I know some women, after they've had failed relationship with a bunch of men, with a bunch of them, and had a bunch of babies for them like souvenirs, they say, you know what? I'm going to try the other side, and I'm going to date women. A lot of those women are not generally lesbians. However, I have proudly said on this show since it started, I'm a bisexual woman. I've dated men, I've dated women, I've dated lesbians, right? Like I've dated like actual lesbians. But I like women. I didn't start dating women because I had 3 or 4 baby daddies and thought, well, what's next, right? Because it is what it is. Well, apparently the lesbians are gathering, okay, and they are complaining about dating women. Lesbians have a lot to say. Y'all want to hear what the lesbians are saying? Because we got a video.
Let it rip.
Let's go.
Ladies to the front, I got some explaining to do. View discretion's advised.
Like, we can't get no flowers. You can't pay for no haircut. You can't pay for a retwist. Damn, ain't no random acts of thought around this motherfucker. We just gotta provide. No.
Since these females be acting like we ain't shit, they don't need us, we don't bring no value to their life, man, fuck that. We going on strike with their ass. It's time to go on strike, man. It's time to stop putting up with this bullshit.
Good gay women don't mean that they're stupid opportunists. That don't mean we stupid. How you trying to take advantage of me and you got a man that don't even want to take care of their kids, but you trying to take advantage of me when I'm free help? You don't take advantage of something that wants to help, you fucking dummy.
Every time we go out, the expectation is that the stud pays. What?
Okay. Can I just say the term step stud is insane to me? Do you understand how insane seeing no more step stud is? Okay, let me get myself together. Twins. This shows. I want you to talk, because I ain't got nothing. I got nothing.
Shout out to Self Checkup for that post. I think it was comical, to be honest with you. I mean, it sounds vaguely familiar. I'm like, oh, so y'all having problems too over there? Interesting. Welcome to our world. Welcome to the world of being the head, the lead. I can't say men because, of course, they're not men. So, but I'm just saying. I mean, they're studs, whatever you want to call it, whatever. But welcome to our world. You thought it was different? You thought it was going to change because it was girl on girl. You thought it was going to be better. Ooh, and yeah, feeling no flowers. We don't get flowers neither. Random haircut stuff and random twists. No, we don't get that neither. Yeah, you were expected to pay everything. Yes, that sounds exactly what it's like to be a man. Oh, welcome to our world. And you're online crying. So that's the difference between you and us, because as men, we know what it is, and it is what it is. But you know, now you want to fall back on your women traits a little bit, and now you want to complain online and talk about your feelings. Nice, welcome. Now you see the big picture. Only difference is we're not going on strike. We just keep it pushing. That's the difference between you and us. Go ahead, tag your it.
You know, sorry, I literally am choking for a second. You know what I think sometimes the issue is, and it's what I said as I was introducing the clip. Often, what happens is that unfortunately, the studs end up with these women after they have been run through by men.
Mm,
Like, I'm just going to call it what it is, right? Like, these are not genuine lesbian or even bisexual women. These are baby mamas who have now decided it's not working over here with the men after my third or fourth kid.
mm.
There's the stud is pressing on me. Let me see what's happening. But they bring the same nasty behavior that had them end up with four baby daddies. And guess what they did? They told the stud that it was the men's fault, right? All these men did me bad. All these men did me dirty. They made all of these promises and they
Mm.
failed to tell them about what they did wrong. And at the end of the day, a stud is still a woman,
Facts.
right? With women biology, with women physiology. Doesn't matter how they mask it, they are still a woman. And so they're inclined to tap into that female emotion and genuinely have a big heart and say, oh my God, these men are awful and I got you, girl, only to end up and realize why she's on her third or fourth baby daddy. Because what are we talking about, step stud? I'm still dying. I'm still dying. I'm still dying. I'm still dying. Like, I'm actually still dying at the step stud because what is it? And that is so I want to hear because if the women who date women are complaining about women and the men, straight men who date women are complaining about women, let's talk about what the problem is and what you guys would like to see. What are the changes as men you would like to see in the behavior of the women who are being talked about? And that we always like to make a disclaimer, which I should have made in the beginning of the show. We are not speaking about all women. So don't come in here huffing and puffing, think we're doing a generalized statement about all women or all black women. I'm clearly a black woman, so I'm not talking about black women. I'm not talking about all women. But there are a particular brand of women who, no matter who they date, whether that be men, women, doesn't matter the race, okay, they are inherently selfish. And so we are talking about those inherently selfish women who blame everybody else for their problem and monkey brands from one relationship to the next relationship, from one race, one gender, but still exhibit the same behavior. Can we agree that that's the ladies we're talking about, twins?
Yes, and I totally agree. We do not speak in absolute. May say most, but it's never all.
So let's talk about those women. What, again, speaking as a man and thinking about some of the, as you guys are having these bro talks, what are some of the top complaints that you hear about those types of women? And what would you men like to see change?
We would like to change, not change, but it should be in your woman repertoire. You know, listening. Let's start with that. Let's start with listening. That should be number one, right? Definitely being more feminine, right? Being reasonable, right? To think that I'm supposed to pay all the bills and XYZ and it's just that's what you're supposed to do. Maybe look at it from another point of view, right? And unfortunately, it's only I hate using this example, but it's only way that most women see it differently. Would you want your son to date a woman like you, right? And then when you have to go that route and think about it, they're like, no. So why should I'm somebody's son? So why should I have to deal with the bullshit that you're providing for me? right?
The problem is, and not to cut you, the problem is I've seen those questions be asked of those women and they lie and say yes. I've seen so many women who exhibit poor character and poor behavior who turns out and say there's nothing wrong with me. Absolutely, because I'm a strong, independent, and they go on and on and on because they don't realize just how bad their behavior is. Right? Like, because I want, let's go back to just the beginning in terms of like, what are the characteristics and traits that are these bad behaving women? Because again, I can play the clip again. The lesbians are complaining. The lesbian people, if you're late here, lesbians, okay, women who do not date men, who only date women, are now complaining about how bad it is for them dating ungrateful women. So we have one trait. These women are ungrateful.
Hmm. I mean, there's where are they learning to be these? Where are they learning to be what's the word? Not just a good woman, but how are they learning to be this? I guess the I don't know how to say this. Where do women learn how to be in relationships? Not with women or with men. How they learn to be in a relationship?
I think friendships are a basis for a starter package. I think also, I mean, I always talk about your imprint, right? Like your love imprinted, right? And so the starting is your family. It's your mom, your father, it's seeing your grandparents, whatever it is, that family unit of seeing how relationships come together. And as you get older, friendships are a great basis because in friendships you have conflicts and you have all of these things that you have to figure out, and it's a great training ground for being in a relationship.
Yeah, so it definitely, I totally agree with the friendship part, what you're saying, because can't say family because a lot of people's families already jacked up. Cycle has already started. So in most cases, you can see a generation of the same thing happening. Of a woman to say she's has kids but not married, and then her daughter has a child not married. You just see the trend keeps
Yeah.
happening. That's why, like most men, you probably seen this online when men go to family function, with their lady, and they realize they're the only guy there. That's their red flag there, because those women don't know how to keep a man. And I've been in places like that when I see a bunch of beautiful women and family. I'm like, oh, what? You're like, damn, I wish I met her first before I met you. But then I realized, like, damn, where are the men at? All the men can't be that bad, right? Of course, you'll hear the stories, but it's always the stories from their point of view. But I'm like, okay, I understand that he might have X, Y, Z, but why all of y'all don't have a man? Or not just have a man, a husband. Let me clarify that. I'm not anyone can get a man, and any woman can get a man, and a man can get a woman. Be clear on that. But the point is that can y'all stay together, right? Can y'all have great foundations? Can y'all create families? Can y'all be husbands and wives? I see a bunch of baby mamas, baby daddies, X, Y, Z, but not husbands. So when you go to family functions, I'm trying to hang out with the fellas. Ain't too many fellas. I'm there hanging out with the kids because there's the only one there as far as other, not say kids, maybe like teenagers, but they're just men, right? Because all the other ones are not there. So they really can't learn from home because the home is where they kind of get their training on how not to be a great partner on both sides, men or a woman, right? So it starts. So friendship will have to be. You have to have friends that are, married, people that you know. You just gotta see. I mean, it's really hard to explain because it's based on a lot of people's environment. If you grew up in a neighborhood where baby mamas and dads like that survived, man trying to get over, woman trying to get over, that's the environment that they're in. But if they're in an environment where they see a husband and wives, then most of the time those kids or man or woman have successful relationship because they've seen it, they want the same thing. So it depends on the environment, I'll say.
Do you think that truly, because there are going to be people who are going to say like that's not a great indication of whether that's going to happen. So, but let's talk about it in your experience, okay? Because you have dated a lot more women than I've dated, so I'm going to go with what you're saying. Do you find a difference between the women who grew up in potentially, even if it wasn't a two-parent family home, but a home where they saw their mother being loved up or their father being loved up, even if it was a step-parent home and had good relationship with their parents, versus a woman who did not. That was not the environment. Do you see certain traits that are very different, especially when it comes to selfishness, for instance, or just being ungrateful, or these negative traits that lead men and now the lesbians to be complaining about women?
Yeah, I definitely see a difference. When I've dated women that have either the father figure, mom and dad at home, or mom and a good boyfriend that been there forever that just kind of been stepdad, really dad slash because he stepped in. Those women are they are definitely more compassionate. They are more catering to the guy. What I'm saying? Cooking, just basic stuff. You know what I'm saying? Not everyone's perfect, right? Everyone got their flaws. So I'm not gonna say like, oh, only woman that has a two-parent home are a better woman than women to have. Because sometimes when you don't have something, you might want that. So you might be better at that because you never had it, right? This another example. Think about this. LeBron James didn't grow up, he did not have his father. His mom was a single mother. But now he grew up and he has kids of his own and he is a great father. Anything you see he does involves his kids, his daughter,
Mhm.
XYZ. But he didn't have a father, but he's a great husband, right? He's married, no scandals, nothing came out, XYZ,
Correct.
and he's all about his kids. So it's not to say that a woman couldn't be a good woman because she never father. It's all about what do you want internally, right?
That's the part. This is and I think this is the piece for me, right? Like, you are making a choice, and I think that becomes a conscious choice to be this person. Like, you are making a conscious choice to be selfish, unaccountable, ungrateful. And I think, yes, I think taking a look at someone's familial background, because I've said on this show, I'm very cautious of dating men who did not have a father figure, because if I start seeing certain character traits about them that make me go, I'm like, oh, that might be because you never had a daddy. And so, again, cautious. There's exceptions to the rule, but I think it's all about, we get to a certain point where we're making choices, and you can choose to be selfish, and you can choose to be selfless, and you can choose to just simply be caring and giving, because I don't think that it takes a lot to say to a person, hey, you know what, let me treat you today. It could be the Starbucks. I'll give you an example. Like, me and my ex used to have like these like random walking dates, like on the weekend, right? Like, we'd have this random walking date and I'd be like, hey babe, like, he used to like McDonald's coffee, and like he introduced me to like a Starbucks matcha latte, and he'd be like, hey babe, let's go for one of our walks. And we walk to our Starbucks and the thing, and be like, hey, I might treat today, right? And I'd get the matcha latte. I don't know what it costs, $15 for both of us. And we would take that and we would kiki and we would laugh and we would have like a great walk around our neighborhood. That didn't take a lot. Maybe I spent $30 every week as a treat, to just something to make him smile. Is that the type of thing you guys are talking about? Because I think sometimes people hear treat and they're talking about, oh, now men want princess treatment. You've heard that right online. Like, now men want princess treatment and they want that. I don't think it's princess treatment, but would you think that what I used to do with my ex, if you had somebody that did that with you, is it those little things that you're looking for? Are you guys looking for more grand gestures?
It's
Let me
always
know.
it's always the little things. It's never the big things. It's always the little thing. It comes down to learning your partner, right? And I say partner because I'm referring to because I'm speaking for both sides, men and women, not just saying women only. But I say partner because I want
Mhm.
both of us to work at this. But it's very important to learn your partner because you got to understand what he likes. So, for example, you said your partner likes to drink coffee. Yeah, Starbucks or McDonald's, whatever, frappes, mocha, latte, whatever it is. Y'all liked it, so make sure you got that. With that being said, it's whatever. If I think speaking from the guy's point of view, most women are selfish. They don't care to learn and understand what men like. So that's why
Mm.
there's always a disconnect.
Pause for a second. You said most women are selfish. They don't care to figure out what men like. I want you to expound on that.
So whatever, yes. So it comes down to like hobbies, what like men like to do, right? Whatever he likes to do, you cannot downplay it because you don't agree with it, right? Example. So if you have a partner, a guy, he likes to play games, you can't downplay it and like, oh, it's a kid game. All you do is play games. That's something you like to do. So if you figure out what he likes to do, like for example, the new Madden just came out, you buy him the game, that's gonna give you kudos. 2K comes out, buy that. But you have to understand, you can't just buy him something like for his birthday. You just can't buy him, okay, here's some cake, some socks, some tools, because you need to fix shit around the house. Happy birthday. Right? Okay, that's standard stuff. But what in that Father's Day or birthday that you made unique that you know that I like? Like for example, me, I work out, right? I work out, I play games, I do this. No one has ever bought you tennis shoes or gym shorts. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I know you guys race coming up. Here's some gym shoes, XYZ for you. Oh, I hop out the band, somebody buy some running shoes. No, I'm about to go do this 5K XYZ or swimsuit, jumpsuit, whatever it may be. Just give an example, ladies and gentlemen, whatever it is. Your man looks like to play pool, buy him a new pool stick, buy him a new bag. You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta buy him a whole new ball because the ball might be more expensive, but get the accessories. If your man likes to golf, get some golf shoes, a golf hat, a polo shirt, something new. Babe, I need to go golf with you and the fellas. Got you some t-shirts you can wear. We out for the fellas going out. Here a water bottle too, whatever it may be, but something that he likes to do. That's what I'm saying. But you don't care.
I'm hearing the ladies calling that stuff princess treatment now. What
Well,
are your thoughts on this whole princess treatment? Because again, I almost want to play the clip again because what you're saying is exactly what the lesbians are saying. The lesbians are saying we can't get no good treatment. There is this expectation that we are supposed to do literally what they're
well,
saying is we're supposed to give you
hold
the
on,
moon and the
hold on.
sky, but you don't give a shit is
So
what they're saying.
first off, let's forget what they're saying, right? The lesbians saying. No disrespect to them, but they're saying stuff that we have been dealing with our whole life. So just because they say it now doesn't amplify it now. I mean, now it makes more sense because they're saying it.
No, I'm not saying
No,
it
no,
makes
I'm not
more
saying
sense,
that.
but
I'm
I
just
think
saying,
it's crazy
yeah,
because again, a lot of the women who are complaining about men ain't ish go and find lesbians, and the lesbians are now saying that you aren't ish. That's
yeah,
actually what's happening right now.
yeah. Sometimes some things you just gotta ignore. But as far as the princess treatment, if you want, if you have first off, you have to understand the people or women who are saying that's princess treatment. Let's stop right there, right? Let's look at the person who's saying it. Do they have their shit together? A real woman is not gonna call her man or tell her man he wants princess treatment because he want to be treated good. I just saw a video recently where a woman broke up with her dude because he came home one day and said, "Babe, I had a bad day at work. Can I get a hug?" And she
What?
said, "Yes." And she said that was sassy or no,
Get the heck out of
sassy, right?
here.
And it's funny too. So she broke up with him, right? And the irony of that, the guy asked her on the show, like, "Hey, are you single?" Yes. My point exactly. Think about it. So, you know, don't let I think people are too infatuated with social media. People are letting people dictate how they should act and move in a relationship. And that's why half these people, partners, are either single, upset, mad that they got baby daddies or baby mamas who not involved because you're so worried about what the world is telling you instead of actually living your life. Turn off the internet, turn off the TV. And if you want to have a successful relationship, you have to communicate and work at it. Go ahead.
Listen, I'm actually still on the I broke up with a man because he said he wanted a hug.
Yep.
Do you understand? Like now, because I like to tell you guys my business. So every morning I meditate. What my morning routine goes as follows. I wake up in the morning. I say, thank you, God, for waking me up this morning because I understand it's a blessing. I
Yes.
then turn on my meditation app and I meditate. And you know what I do after that? I
Do
hug myself. Human connection for me is so important. I love hugs. If I miss a partner for anything, it's just that having that moment where my partner hugs me. I will hug my daughter all the time. Like I'm constantly hugging that kid because human connection is so important. And there's so much that can happen in a hug. There is safety in a hug. There's protection in a hug. There's care in a hug. There's love in a hug, there's nurture in a hug, there's so many things that is in a hug that you're sharing with this other person. So the thought that a woman would look at a man who she wants to protect and provide for her and say you needing a hug is sassy says more about her than it says about him. And if this is what we're dealing with, I question what the hell is the point? What is the point of any of this?
That's a good question.
Because what are we really doing here? When did we get to the point that showing love, care, attention, and affection to the person we expect to protect and provide for us? Because let me be clear, when I'm with a man, there's a certain level of expectation I have. And when you don't display that expectation, I'm out. I told you about this date I went on where the guy had me just willy nilly walking on the side of the street that the traffic was. That was the first and last date. I didn't say anything about it, but I never went out with him after that because I have been brought up in a way that a man, again, the first time I'm intimate with a partner or we go away together, I don't even ask that he sleeps where? On the side closest to the door. I automatically am in the inside. I'm as farther from the door. It is just an automatic thing. When we're walking down the street, the expectation is he moves me on the inside. If I'm walking on the outside, I do that with my child. If we're in a restaurant, the expectation is that he's seated where he can see the exit and the entrance because his back is never to it. These are things that I was raised with. These are things that the men that I've dated and the man I was married to did. So there's certain expectations. So the idea that as a woman, I'm going with expectation, the thought that women are saying that as men, you should have no expectation of us at all, because that's what I'm hearing. Don't expect us to do anything. Is that what you guys get? You're silent. So like I feel like I hit a nerve there because you're but seriously, is this what is happening?
Yeah, I mean that's what's going on right now. This is the world that we live in. Now, how it's going to change? Yeah, no, that's a good question. I mean, I'll say only the mature adults will understand and make the correction. If you want to still be out here in these streets and living your best life, hot girl this, hot girl that, guess what? It's about to be winter. It's about to get cold again.
No, it's about to be winter. Sorry.
Just saying.
I'm sorry.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't have to tell people no more. I mean, it, it's sad because it feel like as men, our biggest op is our own women.
Mm.
We damn if we do, we damn if we don't. And it's crazy because like I said, the girl who broke up with her dude because he asked for a hug because he was having a bad day. It's crazy because as most men we can relate to this. Our lady can have a bad day and we got to hear about it all goddamn day. But we don't break with you because you told me you had a bad day. Oh, you had a bad day. Oh, you know what? I can't do this. No, but people once again, it's who these young folks and old folks. No, I'm gonna say old folks. These bitter folks, because it'll come down to
Ooh.
bitter folks. These people who
Mm.
not happy in their own skin, not happy because they made bad decisions and they can't get the man or woman they want. So they paint these narratives out here, just keep everyone single. So you have to understand if someone's preaching to you about men being this and women being that, what is their relationship status?
That part.
Is their goal, is their end goal that they want to be married?
That part.
Do they teach about how they should love on a woman and love on a husband?
That
If you're
part.
not speaking those things, then you're speaking with chaos, and they only
Mm.
you just pretty much fall in the system because they nothing worse than having a broken family, and that's what the system wants. But go ahead.
And now you're talking. And that's what ends up happening is you've got to be mindful of the people that are pushing a narrative that you go, that's always negative. Why are they pushing this particular narrative, right? Like if there is a person who's saying don't get married, marriage is not good for men, or marriage is not good for women, and they go through all those things, you might want to question them about, okay, are you married? And if you're divorced, what led to your divorce? How long the divorce? Did you lose anything in the divorce? Like really start questioning some of the stuff that's happening, because yes, I am going to say there are clearly some selfish people out there on the dating market. I would have to say the men that have been popping up, if you go back in the early and listen to my unhinged dating file, that's some selfish dating behavior, right? There are some selfish people out here. But if you know what it comes back to, and I'm going to say it, whether you are a straight man, a lesbian, a gay man, or whatever in between, okay? It comes down to you having standards. Because the moment you see someone display behavior that is unbecoming of having a successful relationship with you, you should leave. Like, how long, twins, do you sit back and let a woman display to you that she doesn't give a crap about you? How long are you going to do that?
Not long at all. Not long at all. And don't let it be in the early stages while I'm trying to get to know you, because that's gonna be the quickest way you to get cut off the roster. Just that simple. Now, it may be a little more trickier if you got somebody who's been acting and now you got them and now they want to show that. Now it may be a little harder, a little tricky, but then, you know, I'm very vocal and, I have not standards, but I want to hold you accountable because there's certain things I'm going to allow and there's some things I'm not going to allow. And if the behavior doesn't change, and I'll just make you change. Especially at the point now where my current state as being divorced now, I know what I did wrong when I was married. Things I let slide. Those things are not going to let happen now the second time around. So buckle up, Buttercup, because I'm not playing these games. Yeah. So not long. So because I don't have to. Like I don't have to sit around and accept these things. That's the difference. When I was married, you kind of had to. Not that you had to, but it's a little bit hard. You just can't get up and walk away. You know what I'm saying? It takes a lot of things to happen, and then when it comes to divorce. So that's why marriage is a little important because, you know, even when things get rough in the marriage, sometimes a lot of people, when they get to that, like I heard story people were both at in front of the what's the second stage called? But they're in front of the two judges trying to work everything out. And during that time frame, instead of them being done, they actually like, you know what? We're gonna make this work. We're gonna give it another try. Like they went from almost signing the papers to actually still being married. So it can happen. Because when you go through that process, I sit back and think about a lot of things. I'm pretty sure she sat back and thought about a lot of things differently. So it's not just something where I'm done by. That's the difference between y'all running around here and having these baby mamas and baby daddies, because there's no, once you get mad at somebody, then you're done. That's it. And y'all like F the kid because it's given. Because when you don't take care of your kid or responsibility, that's exactly what you're saying. F the kid because you're mad at her or you're mad at him. I ain't paying no money. Oh, I ain't give him no money. I made a kid together. Anyway, I digress.
Listen, we're going to wrap it up shortly because I actually am sitting back and that hug thing, I don't know, has actually bothered me to my core. The thought that this is what we're coming, And listen, it takes a miserable person. I'm actually gonna. It takes a miserable human being to come on Beyonce and Blue Ivy's internet and say that I broke up with a man because he wanted a hug.
Because remember, also throwing them because that was sassy. Make sure you throw that part in there too, because that's sassy. But but he'd be wrong if you guys hug somewhere else. See, that's a part that like people be just saying dumb shit on this internet, but not really think about it. If a woman told me, "Oh, that's sassy," or the woman supposed to be my woman asks for a hug, say, "Oh, that's sassy," cool. I ain't gonna argue with you. I'll have my work wife give her all the love.
Y'all with the work wife.
I mean, you have to understand, y'all need to understand, ladies. When y'all do certain things, you create these side chicks. Let me say that again, ladies. You create these side chicks
Okay, talk about that.
because yes, women are always around, right? And even if you're married, not married, this women they're there. But when you have a partner at home and things ain't good, and you're stressed out at home, and you at work 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, you spend more time at work than you do at home. So that again, for my people out there who work that has partners, when you are at work more than you're at home. Most people work 5 days a week, 40 hours, 8 hours a day, sometimes 10 because depending on the commute. So you only get those 48 hours Saturday and Sunday with your partner. Those 2 days only you get. But on Monday through Friday, they have their work wife, the work husband. They see every day. They dress for them. They look nice, smell good, flirting, good conversation. Things ain't happening good at home. They vent to each other. They're building a relationship, a better relationship that you had with your partner at home because you barely talk to them. Think about it for a second. So then when and I'm saying from the man's point of view. So if you're a woman and you don't give your man none or you talk to him crazy and XYZ, so you go to work, he mad, he frustrated. First, he ain't talking to nobody. But a female friend over there, hey, how you doing? You okay? You ain't looking yourself today. And that little bit of attention that she's giving, which you don't give, is enough. And the more she keeps going at it and she has to like him a little bit, that's how the side chicks happen. Oh, I wouldn't do that to you. Oh, you take care of your kids. And most women who, especially at those jobs, they got men who don't take care of the kids. So they hear a story about a man who works every day, he don't do nothing else, and he don't get that TLC at home. It's easy for a woman to slide up in there and become that side chick easily.
Do you know you just pissed a bunch of women off with what you just said? Because they're gonna say, twins, that's impossible. My behavior does not lead to my man not having enough self-control to be ordered to resist another woman. Respond to that.
That's false. Think
Ah,
about this. So most men, once again, I'm speaking absolute, most men, before they get into these relationships, they had access to women. This period. So what I'm saying is this: if I'm in a relationship with you, and secondly, if I have to ask for TLC, that's a problem. Because if I was a single guy, right, and I was talking to a girl and I say, hey, come through, and she'd be like, oh, I can't, my stomach hurt, blah, blah, blah. Cool. All right, no problem. What we do, we call the next girl. The next girl. We will call somebody. So the fact that I chose you to be the main one, right? And then I ask you, and now you're talking about, oh, my stomach hurt, my back hurt, I don't feel good, I'm tired. And you want me to be a, faithful guy. So you keep telling me no, 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 no. I didn't have to beg for. I mean, I beg a little bit, not to beg the person I chosen to be my everything, right? So back in the day, so if you said no back in the day, cool, I get someone else. But now I'm supposed to be faithful to you, so I can't step out like I could easily. And not really stepping out. I had options when I was single. That's the point I'm trying to make. I had options, but now I chose you. Now it's like whenever you feel like it. Now I got to beg and tap and dance. I got to do this and that. Deserve it. Where before I didn't have that problem. As a single guy, I was never hungry. I I always had women bring plates to work and food for me, always. But then when I get someone now, now I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna eat. I'm scrappy eating noodles and shit like that. But when I was single, I was never hungry.
You-
This is just facts. Like, it's what's the word? Exclusivity.
Exclusivity.
There we go. She said, you want that, but you don't know how to maintain that level. So so the man does keep that. Like you want that, but you do the bare minimum. Make that make sense.
Mhm. You said when I was single, I was never hungry and I wasn't going without. But now we're exclusive. I'm
Mm,
hungry and horny.
that's a bad combination right there. That's a fucked up combination. I'm still working. I feel like I go to work and do this crazy job. I got a deduction job to police. You know what I'm saying?
That is, listen, I'm almost ready to end the show there because you just dropped that. That is, when I was single, I didn't have these issues. Why am I having issues of a single man while I'm in a relationship? Because when I'm single is when I'm supposed to be horny. When I'm single is when I'm supposed to be hungry. How am I giving you my last name or giving you my provision and my protection, and you got me out here hungry and horny? And when I turn to another woman who sees that I'm a good man,
Mm-hmm.
who sees what I can provide and am
And,
providing, and
and
I step out. And yes, that is also a choice, me stepping out, but now I'm the bad guy. And you're not looking at your behavior of how you contributed to me even getting to that point. That's what I heard you say.
that's a fact. I mean, in most cases, most men don't just wake up and slip and fall into it. It's not that easy. Trust me, it's not that easy. You know what I'm saying? We don't, I can't just call a girl right now, but hey, what you doing? I'm coming over right now. Okay. Not that easy. It's a build up. So yes, in most cases, not all, but most cases, you created that man having that side chick. And it's vice versa, because there be women that work, women who are unhappy at home because their husband's not doing that thing or partner doing that thing, and then it's just easy for me to be like, oh man, what? He don't do that for you, girl. It's easy game. Ain't nothing worse than an unhappy person at home. And
Oof.
anyone, I don't care who you are. If you're unhappy at home, it's easy for someone to slide in, and voila. And
That
don't let the other person be attractive. Don't want, you know what I mean? Don't want to be attractive. Come on now.
that piece, because your home is such your solace, right? Your home is the place you go to. It is your safe space, and everything in it is supposed to bring you, or should bring you, some comfort, a level of comfort, some joy, and all of that. So it's funny when you said earlier in the show that a lot of men are looking at their women like they're ops. That mm, Mm. And that woman is in the home they share. So you're now going home with a woman that you think is almost your enemy. It's like that show, Sleeping with the Enemy, right? Like,
Facts.
I could not imagine being in a relationship, whether I'm the man or the woman in that relationship. That's my thinking. This is what I'm saying. And here's my advice. I'm going to go straight to my relationship or dating advice. For us in our later years of dating, have standards. And I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. Have standards and stick to them. I know it gets hard because I have had moments, okay, where I'm like, oh, girl, just bring some of this stuff. Yeah, he might have a 10-year-old, but you may, like, oh, and I'm like, no, don't do it, girl. Do not do it. Have standards, stick to them, because there's a reason after all of the dating, the marriages, the divorces, the potential engagements, the relationship, everything that we've been through up to these 40-ish years that we are on earth, that we created those boundaries and we created those standards. And you realize that every time you say, you know what, I'm going to loosen this a little bit, you end up right back where you are, because you have those boundaries for a reason. If something doesn't feel good, smell good, look good, sound good, get out. Because it's not going to get any better when you're exclusive. It's not going to get any better when you're married. If
Nope.
in the dating stage it just don't smell right, get out of there. That is my dating tip. Twins.
Dating tip. Dating tip. Dating tip. Relationships does require work. So I would say if you're not willing to work, don't get in a relationship. Don't have sex because it all takes work. Yeah, that's it. Very, very simple to the point. If you're not willing to work at a relationship, do not do it. And hold and stick to your standards. And communicate. The basic thing we've been saying this whole season, communication. All that plays a role. If those things, if those three things doesn't are not in the foundation of anything you're dealing with, get out of it. And get off social media. Stop listening to people who ain't got their shit together or want people to be together. You have to understand, whenever someone's like, I understand entertainment. I watch entertainment all day. I'm a big Spider-Man. I went to see Spider-Man. That's entertainment, right? I'm cool. That's what I like. But I'm not, you don't see me with a suit on trying to jump off a building and save people. But, you know what I mean? I mean, this is called what it is. So I'm saying that whoever you listen to, with these dating tips and XYZ you're working with, you make sure who this to, they have a they have a roadmap or they have a foundation, meaning that hey, my overall goal is to have people together, right? If that's not their overall goal, then you shouldn't be listening to them. That's it. I'm done.
Okay, we are done. That is so funny. And I did actually see Spider-Man. Great movie. It made literally opening weekend like 1.32 something billion dollars from opening weekend. I went to see it on Tuesday. It is a fantastic movie. But we are done. It is great. Like, share, subscribe. There's a lot of things that was supposed to be on the screen today. Like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Make sure if you're watching, comment, share, let us know what you think about it. Listen, men, if you're frustrated with dating, let us know. Women, if you're frustrated with dating, let us know that. But we will see you next. Oh shit, we will actually not see you next week. I will be in Martha's Vineyard next week. So we will see you live the week after, and I will be playing a replay next week. But we will see you live in 2 weeks. Love y'all.